Good afternoon, joining us on this first day of summer for our webinar about membership reporting. Matthew's going to talk today a little bit about membership courses in general, the purpose of them, some of the benefits, and maybe a brief overview of setup. That'll give some help to those that may be new to membership courses. But most of his time will be spent on membership reporting, especially doing some demonstrations of the membership retention wizard. So thanks for sharing your questions with us when you signed up for today's webinar. Matthew has those, and he'll be able to address those questions throughout his session. But if you have additional questions, type them into the chat box, and I'll get those to him as well. Before I turn this presentation over to Matthew, I want to say happy birthday to him. His gift to us is giving us this session, and Mother Nature gave him a great birthday gift today. It's cooler here, like May-like temperatures, and we're all appreciating a little relief from those triple-digit temperatures. So that's all I have to say for now. I'm going to turn this over to Matthew and let him share the membership reporting with you.
Well, thank you, Sharon. Let's get into it. If I can get, there we go. Okay, so Sharon's kind of already given a brief overview of this session. I just want to kind of hone in on that this session is hopefully going to give a broad overview of things, and although more specifics into the things the membership retention wizard can do, and some of the other reports available in Student Manager now. Somebody once told me that the About Me screen is supposed to tell people what qualifies you to give this presentation. Well, the biggest thing is I made most of this stuff, so I should know how to work it. So hopefully you'll learn a little bit about memberships and more about how to report out about it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the overview. There is a webinar on just on setting up and using memberships, and at the end I'll tell you where that is located. Briefly talk about what the goal of a membership is, some of the ways to track your members and memberships. Then we'll talk about demographic statistics. Lindsay's made an excellent report that I will be showing, and this is actually part of a new feature with Student Manager. At least a couple months ago is when that came out, so we'll talk more about that. And then the membership retention wizard, what it is, what it does, kind of explain what it shows you, and yeah, we'll see some stuff. All right, so to set up, and I'm going to go into my demo, one of my demos here, and I'm going to get into preferences, because the first thing in setting up the memberships is when do you want your memberships to expire? If you have your memberships always in December 31st of whatever year we're in, you'll want to choose the specific date for the expire option here. If it's a rolling membership, so it expires 365 days after the purchase date or 365 days after the previous membership expiring, you'll want to use the certain number of days over the specific date. If you've got a mixed bag, you'll want to do a fee-by-fee basis. I've got that turned on so I can show the differences in these. And then, of course, if you have it off, that turns off the membership capability in Student Manager altogether. So with this set, the next thing to look at is a course. I've got a couple of memberships up here, the ACE Club and OLLI membership here. I want to go into ACE Club first. I think they're both set up similarly. Anyway, the type is important to set. Having it set as a membership opens up a lot of these possibilities. For one thing, it changes the catalog code label here to member code, and then you're putting in the code. This is the code that is given to students whenever they enroll in the membership. Now there is a way to override this, but you want to at least set something here so you've got the catalog capability to put a description in for those of you using ACEware and are selling memberships on ACEware. Another thing with this, by setting the membership type, you're setting the enrollment open field. So this is like your online courses or other asynchronous courses. Rather than going off the begin date and end date for when it shows up on ACEware, you're setting the enrollment open date so that this starts being shown to people to start enrolling in ACEware. The next important part is to set up the fees with this, and that's where you're setting up the expiration. So in this case, I've got an expiration date, December 31st of 2018. So this is no matter when they enroll in the membership, so any time of the year that they're enrolling in the membership, it expires December 31st of that year, or of 18. I guess I opened enrollment November 30th, so really they could get 13 months of membership access if they enrolled right when I opened it for enrollment. Now the other thing you could do is you must delete out this date if you're going to use a rolling membership. So if I'm doing a year rolling, then you set the date to, or the days to 365 in here to do that. The other thing is the member code, and I've got this set to drop down. So this can go off of, instead of the member code on the main screen, you can set this on a fee-by-fee basis. Maybe you've got a silver membership, a gold membership, and a platinum membership. Well, they're going to get different membership codes because those people are going to get different levels of discounts, or maybe the platinum people only have access to certain courses. And I'll talk more about access to courses and the discountability here in a little bit. So since I don't have the member code set here, it goes off the member code on the main screen. So that's the basic setup. So I've got on my screenshot the different options or different setups. So here's where I was talking about the silver membership, and this is showing a silver as the code for that membership. So, all right, the first reason to use fees, or at least what we thought of, you guys would want to use this, was to offer people discounts. In the screenshot example here, it's set up to give your members about $100, well, exactly $100 discount off of the registration fee for being a member. And I can show this. Let's go to Mastering Student Manager. So here I've got, in this case, and actually in the fee description, this does not matter. What matters is this member code being attached to it. ACEware and Student Manager are going to link off of that code to give the people the discount. In this case, it's only $30 off, well, off the early bird. Off the regular registration fee, it does give them that. Now there is, let's say if I made the staff fee to $85 and somebody came in to register that was a staff person as well as a member, well, it is going to look and see which discount gives them the better discount. ACE Club members can go on the ACE cruise or something like that. And I think we've got, let's see, my demo, Joy of Painting, I believe. So here on the additional info tab, the membership requisites, I've got it set that only the OLLI members can take this course. I can say both, or actually this is either one of the members, or members from either the OLLI membership or the ACE Club membership can come in and get this course, and that's a comma separated list, and I just picked it from the drop down. You can manually type in this field. You don't have to select it from the drop down, but hey, it's a little bit easier. There is an option if you want people, say they have to be a member of the ACE Club and the Art Club in order to go on the ACE cruise, then you put an ampersand in between the two memberships, and that forces that condition. I don't think anybody's actually using that, but that is an option with these memberships. So that's my brief overview of memberships. Is there any questions so far?
There is, Matthew, and this question is applying to maybe different types of membership programs. So when you set up your preference and you set it for to end on a specific date, but now you have a second type of membership that requires to change that maybe to a fee-by-fee basis. Does that override the first program? If you have some that end on a specific date and others that are on a fee-by-fee basis, can you do that?
Yeah. Let me get back to ACE Club. Let me add. Call it. Can you go back on? Okay. Mute yourself, Sharon. I think we're getting feedback here. There, is that better? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it does. Like I said, the fee description doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to get one here. Maybe you've got a. I saw something group rate. I don't know. Maybe it's $15. Well, let's do $10. Expires 12/31/2018. Helps if I type correctly, 2018, and then this one expires 365 days. So it's a little more expensive to get the rolling rate than the one that expires at the end of the year. So you can do that. So both of these are still going to get the ACE Club member code, but these have the varying forms of getting that, and then that, when a person signs up, depending on which rate they pick, would get the different expiration dates. So does that answer that?
I think so. I'll let you know if anything else comes up.
Great. Okay, so next thing. So when somebody signs up for a membership, Let's go look up Jason Allen. Courses taken. So he got the ACE Club membership in 2016, 2017, and 2018. So he's been a member for quite a long time. On the actual demographics tab here, I don't know why I blinked on it, but okay. So down here in the lower right-hand corner, it's showing his membership code and the date that expires. Not sure why he didn't get the 12/31, but this is a demo, and I'm sure I've wrecked the data plenty of times to get it this way. And because he renewed his membership, he's marked as a renewed member. And actually, if there is a problem with the date, you can just come in here, right-click, and 12/31. Not that there's ever a problem in production, but you can just quickly change the date, and that gives Jason an extra date. Maybe you want to comp somebody some extra days or something for the membership, so that they, as out of loyalty, you're giving them extra 10 days, and so you're going to go into January 10th of 2019 or something. I don't know, but anyway, you've got the ability to change the membership expiration right in here. And what happens in ACEware, and I believe Student Manager also follows suit, but ACEware, depending on your options, when a person enrolls, it could be, right now it's well before December 31st, but say they're wanting to register for a course that starts in January. Well, you can have it set to have it go ahead and allow them to get that membership rate on next year's course, because they're paying for it well in advance, well before the membership expires. Or you can have it set that the course has to be in the range of dates. So the course has to begin before December 31st, 2018 for them to be able to get the membership. So that them registering for that January course, actually ACEware would actually say, hey, you need this membership renewed in order, I think it says renewed. Maybe it just says you need this membership in order to get this course. And they're like, I'm sure the student would be like, hey, I've got that membership. Why didn't I get that rate? But then you can tell them, well, it expires before that course begins. You want to renew for
To tell how many years a person has been a member?
not off the screen, no. And that's how many years? How many years?
Matthew's been a member of ACE Club for X number of years.
Yeah, that would have to be in reporting, but I don't think any of the reports that I'll be showing today will have that information. It's basically you're running a transcript, but just showing the membership courses to see which membership years they've been in. So yeah, it's certainly doable. It's just with a query in transcripts of only showing membership courses. So yeah, it can be done. Any other questions before I go on?
No, carry on.
Okay, I'm going to briefly talk about family memberships. I'm not going to show this in the demo. Within the family membership, it's got to have the word family in it. That's where it goes off of. And this uses the name grouping feature in Student Manager. And so when one person in the family group signs up for family membership, that membership would apply to everybody in that family group. And it's actually showing it. When you register somebody in there, it comes up with this question of, do you want to apply the membership across the entire family? Of course, that's the whole reason why you're setting up the family membership. So you can do that, be able to set up multiple people to get a membership all at once. So the next thing, and this is with Lindsay's report, but with a feature that just came out a couple months ago in a demographic summary. I'm actually going to go to a different demo because this demo shows this better. So under reports, statistics, names, demographic summary, you've got the demographic statistics based on, and the new option in here is membership codes. So if I show the membership codes, and you saw before, I've got ACE Club and I've got Ollie as my two codes that I've got in my demos. This is an additional report, and I want to do this as a summary. That's both keys. The other key thing, oh yeah, this area asks for the report first. So total average registrations. This was actually, Lindsay did a newsletter article, I believe a couple months ago when this came out. Yeah, that would have been the April newsletter. She talked about this in that newsletter. But yeah, if you are interested in getting this report, ask your technician for it, and we can get it to you. But anyway, choosing that report, and then the next important thing is the query. I've got a query set up, and I'm going to actually edit this to show a little bit more. So because memberships are actually put in the interest code area, I've got the first part of the query being interest code add date ranges from. Also, we're using the interest code add date as the membership expiration date, so that's kind of misleading name, but that's what it's called in the system. So doing a range of dates with that, and then the identifier begins with M, actually exactly matches M for membership. That's the other key component of this. You don't have to remember this. You can have your technician help you create this query, but it's just these two elements to create this, where I have it saying membership expires between 2 dates. So if I select that now, put in my range of dates, I want to see 2018. So 01/2018, which all of my memberships end in December anyway, but anyway, 2018. I'm going to skip the money because we're not even actually reporting on the money in this report. So skip the money, preview, and let me blow this up. So this is showing that the two memberships, how many members do I have in each kind, and I looked out and I've got 3 in each, but then it tells me a breakdown. Okay, how many registrations came from those 3 people? How many registrations came from these 3 people? And that gives us that. And then you've got, it gives an average registrations per student. So we've got 3 members. Well, they're taking about 1.67 courses each. These 3 members are taking 3.33 courses each. So giving an average. Overall, our average is about 2.5 registrations per member in this demo. So if you're needing to report those rates out to your bosses saying how successful are the memberships going, you can show them this report and be able to get it.
Matthew, could you repeat the path to that report one more time so people can capture that?
Yeah, it's under reports, statistics, names, demographic summary. And then in here, yeah, and then the main thing is membership codes from the drop-down. Anything else before I move on?
Nope, continue on.
Okay, so the next thing is the membership retention wizard. And there's a couple ways to get to it. Under reports, membership, also got a keyboard shortcut of F10. So hit it from the menu or hit F10 on your keyboard. I don't know about you, but I can't remember all these stinking keyboard shortcuts like Chuck can, so I always go from the menu. But anyway, once in here, there's a few options, and we're going to take a look at each of them. Retention stats, courses taken, and then a student list. Yeah, we'll talk more about each one. What we've got is up here at the top is a set of inclusion filters and exclusion filters down here at the bottom. You kind of think of this as the query system here, just broke down. These are the different things that you can query by in this area, basically. And not really. It seemed like somebody wanted to have show certain memberships and not other memberships, and that's why you've got exclusions down here. So yeah, that's kind of why this got separated out into two different areas. And then there's some other options at the bottom. By default, exclude cancel registrations is checked, so we can do this. So with retention stats, actually, I think the preferred method is going to be leave everything blank and make sure, check mark exclude canceled and run the report. And I'm in the wrong demo. That wasn't as useful. Go back over here. Okay, back here, retention, leave everything blank, run report. So this gives you a year breakdown, assuming that everybody's using the course code format of year, semester, and then the rest of the code for the course code. So it's only taking the first 2 digits of the course code and giving us everybody that enrolled in the 16 membership, how many of those ended up renewing the next year. It looks like we didn't get any other people in the second year, in my demo at least. But so it shows you how many people enrolled, how many of those renewed. Because I haven't set up 2019 information, my 2018 has 0 renewals. Actually, I'm not sure if this helps anybody. Total enrollment and total renewal, that I don't know if that really makes sense, but at least the years, showing the years, and hopefully you've got hundreds of people enrolling and renewing every semester. I would think that this is the big thing to show your boss as to whether you are getting people year after year coming back to be a member and enjoy the membership benefits. So, any questions over that?
Not right now.
Okay. Well, let's make it a little harder. Courses taken. This one, only show. This one, it's got the extra option that comes available when you choose courses taken of only show courses with membership fees. Well, I'm going to run it once without and then run it once with. Yeah, I'm going to leave everything else blank. Actually, I wonder. I'm only going to want to see people that have the 18 membership. Get a little bit smaller report. Run report. And so this is actually going back and showing every single course that people have had with and they have the 18 membership. So that's why we're seeing 16 courses. I want to flip to the back page. Okay, maybe not the back page. Mainly, I think the statistics are a little bit more interesting in this report. You've got 10 total enrollments in this course. 2 were members, so you're getting percentage membership. Got 100% because there's only 1 enrolled in my demo on the cruise. So 3 out of the 10 enrolled in this course are members. So you can see your what courses are your members gravitating towards. And so this is a course list with kind of a roster of members in each of those courses. Somebody pointed out to me that being able to export that into Excel and be able to manipulate some of that information in Excel was extremely useful. And I think they ended up doing like a pivot table with that information to show people, to show bosses and whatnot. So only show courses with membership fees. So this is how many of your members are actually using their membership fee to get into the course. So a bunch of those courses that I had in there when I ran the report without this didn't have membership fees. So it's kind of nice to know that memberships are taking, or people are taking memberships other than what they're supposed to, or what they can get a discount on. And even though I've been testing this all week, getting a big fat error when I tried to do this. And I'm taking a screen capture, hopefully be able to fix that before the next release. And this is going to show a bunch of junk because of the error. I wonder if it works. Maybe it's because I worked. Courses taken 18. This is what I get from bouncing between 2 different demos. One's my SQL Server demo, one's my Visual Fox Pro demo. So I'm switching over to Visual Fox Pro to see real quick if this works, and it did. Okay, so okay, so this did 2 pages when I have the only show courses with membership fees. If I run, it's still just 2 pages. In the other, it was 4 pages versus 5 pages in my SQL Server demo when it was working. And of course, I apparently broke something this week. It'll be fixed before next week. Okay. So courses taken just kind of gives you a nice list of what membership people are taking. So any questions over that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to move on to the student list. And this actually brings up a good option in that it has the email option down here. I'm going to show this first. So student list, let me just run everything blank except for the exclude. Maybe you want to see this ordered by expiration date. I'm just going to leave it in alpha order. And so I see everybody's memberships. Oh, I'm back in the VFT system. I got more people in my SQL Server demo, which is why I'm primarily using that to test, to show stuff with. So blank. So I've got 10 people with memberships in this demo. And actually it's 9 people, but one person has 2 memberships. He's got the ACE Club and Ollie membership expiring on 2 different dates. And so this kind of gives you at a glance who's got what membership when they expire. I think, though, the most useful part of this is to say, I want to get memberships from the beginning of time, or at least my beginning of time, to 12/31/2017. So everybody that has a membership expiring before the end of last year, run a report. So I've only got one person that hasn't renewed. Maybe I want to work on getting them to renew. Say no, email students. So if, hopefully you've got a marketing email already worked up that you can do. E-market. Uh-oh, I've got too many marketing emails. I don't remember which one I have set up. Market. Anyway, let's pick one and see what happens. List of upcoming courses. Okay, so this isn't the right one. But anyway, set up a template that would have a, hey, this is the next, or this is the current membership course, have a link to it to go register in ACEware, and be able to hopefully just market to the people that haven't renewed to renew this next year. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because it's not going to go anywhere anyway because it's my demo. But this at least gets you an opportunity to be able to get those people engaged in getting to those memberships and getting more. If you're only interested, maybe you deal with the ACE Club and somebody else does the Ollie stuff, you can refine, I think, yeah, because William was an Ollie person. He's only going to show up when I choose Ollie from the drop down there. So you can even bifurcate if you are using multiple membership codes in your system. You can be able to just market to those people. Maybe it'd even be good, like if you've got the gold, platinum, and silver, maybe even bronze. So to the platinum people, you have a marketing email saying, hey, renew in this platinum membership. The rate is this much, the next year. Or maybe even if you do have it as an early bird rate, register before the end of this year to get the early bird rate and have your membership continue a whole nother year. Do something like that.
Matthew, I love that. I love that you could send those targeted emails to tell, what the benefits of the membership are, let them know when their membership is expiring and how to renew. But if I've had somebody that's just said they don't want to receive emails, for example, and so you have the name checked on their name record to not email, I'm assuming they don't get this email, but do I get some kind of a report that would tell me who I might need to do a mailing to instead?
A report.
Am I correct, first of all, that if their name is checked do not email, they won't get that email, correct?
If you check mark this exclude names as names flagged as do not email.
Very good. And then my part 2 would be, how do I know who those were if they really truly didn't want an email that I need to reach out to by phone call or snail mail?
Well, this hasn't come up before, so I don't have anything for that.
Well, something we can discuss.
Yeah, it should be something like another option down here. Only show people with do not email, so that you can run a mailing label or something. Or I don't know. I don't know what we can do something. So we'll put that on the wish list and kick that around next time we discuss wish list items.
Very good. Carry on.
Well, I don't have much left yet. I guess summary, use memberships to have, as a way to sell your courses. Being able to discount them. Heck, just selling memberships is a revenue stream. That is another way to get guaranteed money at the beginning of the fiscal year, rather than waiting for people throughout the year. So yeah, there's definite benefits to memberships, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you marketing gurus out there about that. But anyway, hopefully this webinar helped let you know how to report out that information about memberships and just how well you're doing in selling them. So
I have a question for you. Can you do me a show and tell? I have to go into my boss, and they're going to want to know how many new memberships did we get this year. Can you show me how to run that?
Yeah, so that I would just hit retention stats. Let me get off of. Did I ever fix this? Nope. Hold on. Exit and go back in. Retention stats. You could just do the 18 member run report, so it shows you how many people enrolled this year. You could run it for all years just to show, compared to the previous years, how many has gone up or down. But yeah, if you're just looking at how many people are enrolled this year, right there's your number. And that would be, in my case, I've only got 2 courses. So 5 plus 2, right there's my 7 people. Other questions?
I think that does it. You were about to show us where they can get more information on membership courses in general.
Right. At the beginning, I promised that there is a webinar out there that's recorded showing everything about how to set up memberships and and how to work them. That webinar is in the webinar archive under the registration staff area. So you can look for that. You can also go to the help guide, and it's, search for memberships, and the first two things that come up are the membership courses, which is how to set it up, and then the retention wizard talks about more. Well, pretty much everything I went over in the webinar here this last 15 or 20 minutes. So, and if there's nothing else, next webinar is Chuck's top 50 student manager tips.
I decided that when Chuck gets back from vacation, we need to put him back to work, and so I'm going to challenge him to give us his top 50 things we should know about and use in Student Manager. So you can anticipate a very fast-paced, lively session from Chuck in July. So I'm not seeing any other questions right now, Matthew. Encourage everybody to join us for our July update webinar. It will be the week after the week of the 4th, because we know a lot of you will be taking some time off that week. So we hope we can see you all then, and until then, enjoy the rest of your week and the upcoming weekend, and we hope to see you the first part of July. Goodbye, everyone.